Hey guys, welcome. This is my project about the story of Linux and Unix. So now, what's Unix? Unix, officially trademarked as Unix, is a multitasking, multi-user computer operating system that exists in many variants. The original Unix was developed at AT&T's Bell Labs Research Center for Ken Thompson, Dennis Ritchie, and others. From the power users or programmers' perspective, Unix systems are characterized by a modular design that is sometimes called the Unix philosophy, meaning the OS provides a set of simple tools that each perform a limited, well-defined function, with a unified file system as the main means of communication and a shell scripting and command language to combine the tools to perform complex workflows. So now, how it started? We're gonna talk about a small story of Unix. For that, I invite you to follow this video.
Plain weak, the Unix system is popular around here because it provides graceful facilities for decomposing complex computing tasks into simple subtasks. The Unix operating system is basically made up of three parts. The kernel, or operating system proper, is the part that manages the control of the machine and supervises scheduling of the various user programs. The shell, which is the name we give to the command interpreter, looks after the communication between the user and the system itself. The third part, which is actually the largest, is the various utility programs, which perform specific tasks like editing a file, or sorting a bunch of numbers, or making a plot. In other words, all the other programs that are not provided directly as part of the operating system kernel.
So now, this was the story of Unix. Let's move now to what is Linux. A Linux distribution, often called distro for short, is an operating system built on top of a Linux kernel and often around a package management system. Linux distributions are usually targeted at common hardware like personal computers, but are available for a wide variety of systems up to the most powerful supercomputers. For example, rock clusters distribution, or down to small embedded systems, for example, Open WRT distribution. Most distributions come ready to use and precompiled for a specific instruction set, while others, such as Gentoo, are distributed in source code from and compiled locally during installations. So now, how it started? For that, I invite you again to follow this video.
Story begins 20 years ago. Boris Yeltsin was sworn into office. Jay Leno replaced Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show. And cell phones were really, really big. It was August of 1991, and a 20-year-old computer science student named Linus Torvalds sat down at his computer in Helsinki to post what is now one of the most famous entries in computing history. Hello, everybody out there. I'm doing a free operating system, just a hobby, not be anything big and professional like GNU. It probably will never support anything other than AT hard disks, as that's all I have. A word of Linux open source project quickly spread around the globe, and developers from all over contributed their code. Linus named his OS kernel Linux, and chose a penguin as its mascot, after a little incident at the zoo. He soon made a very important decision that would shape Linux's future just as much as the technology. He chose the GPL license created by a visionary named Richard Stallman. The Linux kernel, along with the GPL license and other GNU components, revolutionized the computing industry with a few very simple yet very important freedoms. The freedom to use the software for any purpose. The freedom to change the software to suit your needs. The freedom to share the software with your friends and neighbors, and the freedom to share the changes you make. These radical ideas fueled its spread around the world, and somewhat paradoxically, its rise from a hobbyist experiment to the foundation of a large and thriving commercial ecosystem. Companies built businesses around Linux. In 1999, Red Hat's stock tripled as it became the first Linux company to go public. That same year, IBM spent $1 billion to improve and advertise Linux. Soon, Linux was knocking out industry heavyweights and fueling the rise of the internet with its free software. In short, Linux revolutionized computing. But whenever something is this disruptive, there's bound to be competitive crossfire. But Linux not only survived, it thrived. Today, the kernel development community numbers in the thousands, with hundreds of companies collaborating on Linux development. Every 3 months, another version of Linux is released. So, where is Linux today? Running in 75% of stock exchanges worldwide, and powering the servers that deliver Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, eBay, and Google. You use Linux literally every time you surf the internet. It's in your phone, in your TV, running 95% of supercomputers, and in many of the devices you use every day. Linux is everywhere, and the Helsinki-based programmer who started it all, he orchestrates this worldwide army of developers from his home office in Portland, Oregon, as a fellow at the Linux Foundation. As we celebrate...
So this was all about the story of Linux. So now let's see Linux distributors. This was Linux distributors. So now this was all about Unix and Linux, made by Ruamba Idrissa, a student at Cairo University in computer science. Thank you everybody, and I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you very much.